Spring rain. Nothing better than waking up early in the morning, do a cup of fresh coffee. That's some good coffee. And stepping on your front porch to good, mellow rain. You know, it's not overwhelming thunderstorms with constant, clashes of thunder. Just, it's soothing. There's something about it that's just so soothing. And especially on a day off, like just being able to wind down to something like this, that's the best thing in the world. The only downside is it's all fake, people. It's an audio file that I downloaded in a couple of minutes. Actually, I downloaded it pretty quick through a file on my phone, and as beautiful as it sounds, it's 100% fake. So, in your face, just joking. But it is. There's a reason behind me doing that, and actually, I'm gonna go ahead and play it again because it actually does kind of give a good setting to this episode, and this setting is all about realizing that there's so much more than what you think there is. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Just as the sound of that trickling rain, it really does set a mood. But it's all about perception, and I made you think. It was early in the morning. It's actually 7:28 in the evening. That I was sitting on my front porch. I live in a townhouse. I don't even have a porch. I have a slab, a concrete slab with one step coming from my driveway. So as nice as a porch sounds right now, I don't even have that. And that fresh cup of coffee that I'm sipping on here is a $3 brick of coffee that I bought at Aldi. And I do like it, don't get me wrong, but I prefer better coffee. I'm not gonna lie. But this is society. What I just did to you is what the government and society do every day without you even thinking about it. For example, how many times have you put a show on or just turned the TV on and started doing chores around the house and then randomly caught yourself singing a tune or thinking about something, and then later realize that it was an ad on TV or a show that was playing? This is common. This is the whole idea of perception and being able to manipulate you and me through perception. There's 5 types, and these are something that you would, even if you don't really know what perception is, which most of us do. I would say that 80% of adults, maybe more, know the concept of perception. But you got vision, you've got touch, you've got sound, taste, and smell. Now, although most of these, they're all good points. In my eyes, as far as society and the government go, vision and sound, that's how they get you. Billboards driving down the highway, ads on the TV, ads in the radio, and the news. These are all things, that they use to 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 make you want to do things certain ways. And even today, I mean, this. You know, I was watching a movie last night with my wife, The Conjuring 3, and it was a great movie, great film. Definitely made me jump a few times, which is what it's made to do. The director, James Wan, fantastic. They use things that you've been raised to understand. Fear, bones cracking. You know, it makes you kind of go, ugh. You cringe just hearing it, even though it's not real. Your perception of it is that it hurts. That's terrifying. But you know, and I use the Conjuring as an example because it's not. It says based on a true story. I would like to reiterate that it's more of a loosely based true story. This Ed and Lorraine Warren, the demonologist, they go around to supposed haunted locations, and again, I do believe there are energies out there, and if you guys don't, you know, that's up to you. That's I'm not here to judge you, but I do. I believe there's energies. Do I believe there's a heaven and hell? It's such an open subject, but I think there's energies. I do believe there's a positive and a negative. There's positive energies and negative energies out there. I believe that there is something that started everything. There has to be. It's stupid to think that existence came from existence, and it just a never-ending. It had to start. There had to be a starting point. There has to be something that's controlling that, right? Okay. But back into the topic here is that they went around, they, you know, did possessions and exorcisms and all that. Now, I do think that that's, you know, that is, I don't necessarily think, I believe they really were. I mean, they were real people. This place does exist. There's a house where they have all these artifacts from their, you know, the houses that they went to, or wherever they went to do their whatever you call it, okay? So that's real. But you get these Hollywood producers, you give them a real story, and they go, let's blow this out of proportion. And that's what they do. You know, they do everything they can, and then they take your senses of perception, and they attack them. And that's the same thing with the news. You know, they don't want to put a bunch of boring nothing on the news. They want to put things on there that you're going to go talk about. You know, mass shooting downtown. You know, fires. You know, massive fires. The negative, big, dramatic events going on, they love to hit. They don't care to tell you the bland, boring stuff because they know you're going to lose interest. So why not feed you something and feed you it in the way that they want to, because they know you're going to go out and turn around and tell everybody else. And even though you're probably listening to me right now saying, no, I don't do that. But the truth is you do. And even unknowingly you do. But you're not at fault. I do this shit all the time. Oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that? You want to know how I heard it? The fucking news. An article that popped up on my phone. That's society today, guys. You know, I remember... Do you remember pagers? I remember pagers. I mean, I'm 32 years old, and I barely remember it. I had one for a couple months. I think I was in elementary school. And now they're. I mean, I don't. Anybody under 30 that knows what one is I'd be surprised. Now you have cell phones that literally, as soon as you activate them, have pre-programmed apps to cater to you and to automatically just get you going the way that it wants you to. I mean, it's a computer that has these programs already built into it to get your attention, to get you to want to do this and this and this. But the fact is, there's a real world out there. Get rid of technology. Get rid of the radio, the TV, anything that's electronic. Just get rid of it. And I bet 80%, that's probably a little harsh, 79.9% of people wouldn't know what to do. They'd be lost. And it's sad. And it's all because instead of perceiving things the way that we should see it, we have adapted to the way the world is, to the way that things shouldn't be. I mean, and I'm definitely right there. I mean, I've got, my youngest is 4 years old. You know what she wants when she's annoyed or upset or frustrated? She wants her tablet. Or she wants to lay down and watch Ryan or Adley or any of these families that just take their children and utilize them to make money. All because that's what the viewer wants. And you know why? It's because people like us are letting our kids watch them. And they love it. They eat it up. And then they just they excel. I can't be mad at them. I mean, they're making millions. I mean, this Ryan kid, have you guys heard of Ryan's toy reviews? This guy's making tons of money. This kid, he's not even 10. He I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how old he is. As a matter of fact, I have no clue that's even his real name. I mean, I'm sure it is, but the fact is, they make you think, "Ooh, this is so good. This is so fun." Blah 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 blah. And even the kids love it because because that's what we're raised to believe. I think, and this is my honest opinion, is that if I was to go back into the 90s, early 90s, when I was my daughter's age, I wouldn't give two shits about YouTube. I know for a fact I wouldn't give two shits about YouTube. I would want to slide down the stairs, color, go outside and play. But that's not the way it is anymore. And it's sad. Because attacking perception is so simple. It is extremely easy to make something sound appealing. If I was to put an ad on the TV about a pillow that I created, and let's say it was filled with nails. Okay, this is just a scenario, clearly, because nobody's going to fucking buy a pillow full of nails. But there's a clip of a woman or a man buying a pillow full of nails. And they rest their head on it going, and they fall asleep. Your whole fucking mind would be like, what is going on? Like, what the those are nails. That can't be comfortable. Why are they going, why do they seem so relaxed? You know why? Because that's your brain firing off these signals that are your perception. and they're basing off things you've learned or have seen or anything, growing up, and it's not even a direct sense. It's something that just picks up, vibrations, the light bouncing off of things. What's to say something is brown or red? Because that's the way it was told to you, And a pillow full of nails. You can take a commercial. I guarantee you, if somebody was to some rich motherfucker put a commercial of a pillow full of nails, they could somehow trigger your brain into being confused. Why? Because it's that easy to manipulate. Your responsibility, my responsibility, is to perceive things my way, not how others want me to be perceiving things. Open your mind, people. Take things with a grain of salt and do what you feel is right. I want to throw another scenario out here. It's Friday night. You're a bachelor or bachelorette. Your guys or girls are like, hey, we're going to go hit up the strip club. You're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's get turned up. And you get there and you get sat down. You order your round of drinks. There's girls walking around. And immediately you start judging. And you go, damn, she's definitely got some daddy issues. High five. Where did that come from? Do you know what daddy issues are? I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm sure it's, a self-explanatory, based off of the term daddy issues, but why are you perceiving that just because she's a stripper? Because, believe it or not, just because you didn't look up the term daddy issues, somehow down the road, through the grapevine, through people, through society, daddy issues and strippers became a thing. And that's how you perceive them because of society. You heard probably more than once somebody say that. And I can almost guarantee that's not it. I mean, douchebag. Oh, that guy's a complete douchebag. Where do you know the definition of a douchebag? I don't. I'm sure if I look up in the dictionary, a douchebag actually, or a douche in general, has nothing to do with a person. But we make these words up. And then we as people blab our mouths off, and it becomes a perception. You know what? Here's a good example. If you guys have ever heard of Urban Dictionary, I searched the word douche, and here's what it says. Someone who is more than a jerk, tends to think he's top-notch, does stuff that is pretty brainless, thinks he is so much better than he really is, and is normally pretty good at ticking people off in an immature way. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought it was. But it's not an actual term. Urban Dictionary is not a fucking dictionary. It's something that some random person put the definition of on. Yeah, there's many times that I've dealt with people, especially in the industry that I work, retail, even especially as a supervisor, there's many times I'm like, what a fucking douche. Yeah, I do it. I'm definitely culprit to that. I know that I'm a part of this group of people, but why? Why should I be? It's not because I want to. It's just an automatic reaction in my brain. And daddy issues. Guess what? Urban Dictionary has a definition for that. When a girl has a messed up relationship with her dad, usually the father's fault, either he left or is acting like a total bitch. And you know, I bet if I looked that up in the dictionary, if daddy issues even shows up, total bitch is probably not going to be involved. It's probably not going to be anywhere in those words. As a result, the girl might be attracted to older men or men with anger issues if the father was an angry man. And sometimes will stay in an abusive relationship because it would just feel like home. You know, I didn't have to go to Urban Dictionary to figure that out. And I guarantee you, if you've used or heard the term, neither would you. I don't have to explain it. These are all examples of society training your mind to be a certain way. And I want you guys, you know, especially in this episode, on this rainy day. By the way, it's not even fucking rainy. It's like 90 degrees out there. It's 7:48 in the evening. It's hot. It's muggy. There's a few clouds in the sky. But I wanted to use... I love throwing off your perceptions. That's the whole point of this podcast. And not just perception. You know, down the road, the more I dive into something that I didn't expect to get this deep. Believe me, I started this with an intro to the way I was raised. And the more I think about it, the more I want to dive in. And I'm enjoying it. And I know you guys, if you're still listening, 22 minutes into this episode, you're enjoying it too. This world's a mindfuck, people. It is. And if you live in any base, unless you live in the sticks, where you're off the grid, society has some control of what you do, if not a ton of what you do. And what you do with the information that society feeds you is all up to you. I know, from my perception of things, that I'm a good person, and that there's tons of people out there that want to be good, but don't know how, or don't know where to be led. They just base it off of the screen in front of them, or the screen that's on the TV, or what the radio says while they're driving to work. You know, there's a whole world. You have a whole life that is based off those 5 senses of perception: vision, touch, smell, sound. What was the other one? Taste. I mean, these are all things that society has found a way to make you be a certain way they want it to be. Touch, I think, is the most centralized one, especially with the idea that, you know, just growing up, the idea of comfort is like one of the first mentally stabilizing factors or perceptions that you have as a baby, is just knowing what comfort is. And then it just kind of adapts as you get older. As more senses become aware to you, as more perceptions become aware to you. But, you know, it's all about how you react to how you perceive it. Knowing that something's bad or knowing that something hurts can make or break you these days. Especially when it comes to your senses. Even though it's not physical, they can get you in a movie, you know. Stepping on broken glass, yeah, I cringe to that too. Just the idea of it, because I know that probably fucking hurts. And something so simple as throwing that in a movie can make you cringe. You know, how hard is it to put something in there that makes you want it? You want to add? Oh, you have sleep issues. I mean, I am pretty tired. You need this. Oh, I mean, maybe I do. No, that's not how it works, people. So think about everything that I've discussed today. And I know it's not... I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not a teacher. I didn't go to school to be one. But I was raised in a very cult-like background. And it was a Christian, I was Pentecostal. And I touched base on that in my first episode. On how not to be. In my mind, it was how not to be. Yeah. Pardon me, this rain is just really making me fucking tired. Just fucking with you guys. I'm getting tired, but clearly I've already stated that this whole rain thing is this fucking scheme. But it's so easy to be raised to believe a certain thing and then find out it's all not real. Or it's not necessarily that way. You control your senses. You control how you want to perceive things. Expect people to use those things against you. They're everywhere. It's an everyday thing. Stealing your identity. How many of you have Facebook accounts? And something pops up like, what's your favorite color? Where were you born? If this and this and this, what would you do? You know what that is? It's bait. It's bait to get information from you to hack your information. Do you think the person that posts that gives two shits if your favorite color is pink? Or gives two fucks that you had a dog named fucking Scooby? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. That person probably got thousands of people. Hopefully less. Hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers that it's less. That's how they get you guys. They get you to answer these little questions so that they can get your information about you to hack your passwords into your accounts. And seniors especially, and I'm sorry if you're a senior listening to this, it's not an attack on you, but it's facts. Seniors fall into this so easily. And I know my mother-in-law, for example, doesn't know shit about technology. She tries, but then she's constantly coming to me and my wife to figure out why she's got fucking spyware or spamware on her phone because she clicked on something on Facebook. It's manipulative. That's all it is. And that's all it's going to be from here on out. And until we realize that that's the way it is, we can't change as people just assuming that is right. That isn't. Like, the web is literally controlling everything. It's controlling every person and everything, and how much you let it control you is up to you. It's not all bad. But it is, if you let it be. Think about it. Send me some emails, people. jukeboxginger88@gmail.com. Thanks for listening to my second episode of Singed Eye Sockets. And I really hope to keep hearing from you guys. I did want to give a shout out to a guy that I recently met named Daniel Jackson of Beyond the Veil. With Daniel Jackson. He is a spiritual medium. And this guy, just listen to what he has to say. Coming from a religious background, I'm not religious anymore, and it doesn't really sound like he's that religious either, but he is spiritual. He believes there's energies out there. He believes that society and the government are here to corrupt. And religion. I mean, think about it. Christianity in its own. If you're a Christian listening to this and you want to argue it, please feel free. I'll even do a show with you. I'd be more than happy to do a debate episode with any of you that are religious and want to argue things. It's fine as long as you're civil. I'm open-minded to the idea of doing something like that. You can find me on Facebook at Jukebox Ginger. I also have another show called Stardom, which is kind of counteracting to this because I basically rant about the stupidity of people, and in this it's like, wake up. So feel free to reach out to me. If you'd like to be a guest and to discuss a topic in a fake rainstorm, reach out. But until next time, people, have a good one.